Hey everybody, Daver here. Welcome to the show, and with me, Chandler and Chad.
Yeah.
Hi.
How we doing, Dave?
I'm doing awesome. Quite enjoyed Dynamite this week. It was pretty good. Dynamite dozen battle royal kind of sucked, but other than that, I enjoyed the show.
Yeah. Once I saw Eve Luna was in there, I was like, "Ooh, he's got it."
I thought Dynamite sucked. It's the worst show of the year. I'm kidding. It was a nice change of pace from the negativity we've had this year. I think my biggest concern is I didn't want FTR going out there cutting up. We love AEW. It's the best ever. There's been negativity, but we need to move on. They didn't do that. They just had a good show. You figured it out, Tony Khan. It's the best way to beat negativity is just put on a good show. But I agree with Dave. Aside from the battle royale, which I thought was stinky all the way up and down, it was a really good show.
Yeah.
The C2 round 2 starting to heat up. Round 1 was pretty chilly, not too exciting, but it's starting to heat up and the matches are getting better. We're gonna have to watch Rampage, boys.
Yeah, I was listening to What Culture this morning, and apparently it's fantastic.
I've
I'm gonna
heard
watch it.
Briscoe Okada was really good, and that was on Rampage. So you know what? I've been saying Okada's the most interesting person in this whole damn system, and so I feel like I gotta watch all his matches. But I don't know. I think there's still a lot of issues I have with the C2 this year, but at least the wrestlers are going out there having good matches, and the crowds are receptive to them. And I'm really happy at least that's happening, despite all the issues I still have with it.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Commander replacing Juice Robinson.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
He's good, but there could have been like 12 other people that.
Yeah, apparently his match on Rampage also pretty fantastic. Apparently,
Was that Garcia? Him and Garcia?
Yes.
And I thought Garcia was a Rampage C2 match, from what I remembered. I couldn't remember who his opponent was.
It might have been Garcia, but like, I don't know. I think them putting Commander in almost like guarantees, Juice was gonna lose all his matches because Commander's probably gonna lose all his matches. And like, I like Commander, he's very talented, but all he does is lose. And so putting him in this tournament, sure, it'll guarantee that we're gonna have some fun matches, but I don't want just fun matches. I want like interesting stuff. Like, I wonder if this guy will win. Like, what made Kyle Fletcher and Shelton Benjamin so interesting was, okay, Kyle Fletcher should probably win this, but how's he going to do it? Because Shelton Benjamin's so hot right now. He's so new. He shouldn't be losing. And they found a really good way around it, and it didn't hurt Shelton in the slightest. But I just don't think that's going to happen with Commander, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's this year's Jay Lethal for sure.
My pick, who I wanted it to be, was Will Hobbs. How about you guys?
Ooh.
I think I said the not injured Gun.
I think they're both injured.
Are they really? Okay, we're looking this up.
Oh man,
What
Jay
about
White
you,
better
Chad?
stay healthy.
What about you, Chad?
Man.
Who do you think would be a good fill-in for Juice Robinson?
Who do I like that's like super underrated that can just go? If Garcia wasn't in it, I'd say Garcia because I love him. Nick Camarado.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
Apparently both the guns are cleared. So Austin Gunn. I'm going to say Austin Gunn because, and this was something I saw Dave Meltzer brought up, which when Dave Meltzer's criticizing AEW, even on a good Dynamite, you fucked up. But he was like, the Commander didn't do anything to earn it. He was just put in by a tweet from Tony Khan. He probably should have like won a match or won a 4-way. And then he was like, Mortos was in the 4-way pay-per-view. I know no one remembers this already, but it was a 0-hour match with the 4 men. Beast Mortos lost it. Commander lost it. But they're in the C2 and Buddy Matthews isn't, and he won the match.
Ooh,
So I was like, damn, Dave, you cooked. Like, a broken clock is right twice a day. That's a hell of a point. Because, like, yeah,
Buddy Matthews.
I was
Yeah,
watching
Oh,
he'd
Buddy
have been a
Matthews
good
in it
call.
before.
but then Buddy would have had to lose, and that's not the right call for him right now.
Yeah, I don't know. We could look at this whole league and book it if we wanted to. I think Commander is fine, right? It's fine. Juice probably wasn't going to have a great tear, and Commander will have some fun matches. So it's not the end of the world, but it is kind of lame that he didn't even win a match to get in. No one else did, but I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I'm really enjoying it. The matches are good at least. Um, I'm starting to warm up to the idea that the winner. So, how's this going again? Does Okada have to wrestle in the finals no matter what, or does he only do it if he wins
No, yeah, I
his
think I
league?
think 'cause I think the slate's like kind of swept clean, and it's like you have to win the tournament to get to the end.
Okay, so am I confused about World's End? So the two Blue League and the Gold League finalists have to wrestle at World's End,
Yeah.
but then I thought they had another match in that same night
Yeah, they're doing
against
like a
two.
semifinals to see like who third place is or something weird
I
like
th-
that.
I thought they were doing the Gold League finals and the Blue League finals on
Oh.
World's End, and then
Oh,
they're doing the final match at World's End.
okay,
That's what I
okay,
thought they're saying. So like
that's what it
it'll,
is.
if I had to guess, it's probably going to be like Okada Fletcher and Osprey Claudio, and then they'll wrestle, and then the winner of those matches will go against each other. That's what I
Awesome.
would guess is what they're doing,
I like that.
and
I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna
Okay, and then
guess.
if they win the battle royale, they don't actually say who the winner is. They have a separate match. Oh wait, no, that's the Dynamite ring.
Okay, so this is my first ever Dynamite Dozen Battle Royale, and I'll just
It's
say
so confusing.
I do not like that the last two are the winners. It's not the last one.
Yeah.
And then it's
Then they
embroiled
have
in
a
this.
match to go have a match.
Well, what's funny is they keep putting the Dynamite Does It Battle Royale with like the worst storylines. Because last year it was all about the Jay White MJF storyline, which that one sucked. And now it's about the Adam Cole MJF storyline, which sucks as well.
Oh man, I think Adam Page should win it one time, or is he above that at this point? He's
Uh,
risen above because
I'm
it
not
was him and
against
MJF in the first one.
I'm not against a Hangman MJF like rematch for that, but I do kind of agree that he is above it. Um, I was saying something before we started recording. Why isn't it like one of the Dodd Callis guys? And then, like, let's say Lance Archer wins it or Brian Cage. I know that's a bit of an upset for them to beat MJF, but like, hear me out. And then Don Callis takes it for himself and uses it to cheat in all of the Don Callis family matches. It could be interesting, but it's either that or just keep it on MJF, and I'm fine with keeping it on MJF because it's a good prop for him, and it hasn't. I don't think people are going to get tired of the Dynamite Diamond Ring.
No, no, but we
I,
are
I
getting
would have
tired of
loved
Adam Cole.
Wardlow to come back in the battle royale and be one of the winners.
Again, last week I was pitching anyone but Adam Cole or Kyle O'Reilly win it. Anyone, just surprise me, please, for the love of God. And I was pretty disappointed that that didn't happen, but whatever. I'm so excited for Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly next week. It's going to be so great.
Mm. Speaking of great, how do you like that Jericho New York Minute segment? That was way better than TV time.
It was way better because it was like a minute, and TV time is typically like 10 minutes, but I didn't really care. I don't know.
I laugh.
You heard how like done I am with Jericho last week, Dave, and that has
Yeah.
not changed. Even if it was a semi charming minute long segment, I do not care about Jericho right now, and they're going to have to do a lot to make me care about Jericho.
Yeah, dude, he's got to retire like within the next 8 months.
Okay. I thought you were going to say he's got to retire now. I'm like, okay, I'm not there. I'm not saying they should kill his career tomorrow. But yeah, within like I'd say he's got like a year. Like he should retire around John Cena's time.
Give him a John Cena retirement tour.
Honestly, yeah. Like if they were smart about it, New Japan has a big retirement tour going on right now. WWE is going to have a big retirement tour right now. Screw it. Do Jericho's retirement tour right now. People would be somewhat interested in it again. It might draw. And then right around that same time that John Cena and Hiroshi Tanahashi retires, boom, you got Jericho in there too. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, like he can still kind of wrestle. Like he can go, but like his character is just so polarizing.
He's not awful. I would agree with that. I cannot care about anything he does because he kind of just like the same thing he did with Hook, he's doing to Mark Briscoe right now. But Mark Briscoe's in the C2. So he's already moved on. And now I just have to deal with like Jericho holding this title. And then I was thinking like, because they started teasing someone coming back. I know we talk about people in AEW that I've never seen before, and there was a big one, Bandito. I've never seen Bandito before, and I was pretty excited to see a new face. But I was like, oh, maybe Bandito will beat Jericho because I've heard he's a former Ring of Honor World Champion. But I was like, no, but then Bandito will probably go to Ring of Honor, and I want to see this new guy. Like, even if he is Ring of Honor World Champ, I want to see this new guy. I hear he's cool. So I don't know. I just wouldn't have put the belt on him in the first place, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. Remember Bandito Kenny?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh,
wasn't that Bandito's like first match too? So it was like, oh, what's this guy all about? Holy shit.
Bandito, Kenny Omega, I imagine. Was it pretty stanky? Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Oh, I'm looking so forward to Max having old Dynamites and Collisions on it. Like, I want you, Chandler, to watch all kinds of Kenny Omega stuff from early on. Oh, it was so good. El Vikingo, Kenny.
I know I need to go back and watch that match because I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Or my one of my favorite promos ever. 69 me done 60.
Yeah.
What?
He was making fun of the finish to the exploding.
Oh, I have seen that. Because he's making fun of Eddie Kingston and Moxley like crying or whatever. And so he's like, "Get on top of me." I've seen that. That is pretty funny.
God, I miss Kenny Omega so bad. Oh, anyway, you guys want to get into this match or this episode?
In honor of a passing at Survivor Series. Yeah. Wait, Chad, I don't think we've talked about it. No. What did you think of Survivor Series? Real quick. Lightning round.
I thought it was good. It was fun. LA Knight kind of hurt me a little on the inside. The women's match cooked, though. That was great.
I like the women's better than the men's.
Yeah.
I think Dave liked it better than I did because I was just kind of like, it was fine. Like, I really didn't like the men's War Games match. Like, there was fine moments, but like I was not satisfied as a conclusion to the Bloodline storyline. And then everything else I thought was fine.
Yeah, I liked all the weapons in the women's.
Yeah.
I like that. I love the guys pulling out the garbage can spot again. That was awesome.
I liked Tiffany Stratton pulling the money in the bank out of the trash
can.
Cool.
I
wish she had cashed in. Like, who cares? That would have been funny.
Yeah, I actually have sympathy for Sheamus. Like, I actually care about someone winning a title in the WWE now.
The first time Dave's cared about someone in the WWE, mark it down. It's Sheamus.
Burger.
Like I legitimately care.
Burger.
What's funny is like 5 years ago, if you said that, people would be like, "What is wrong with you?" But now it's like, nah, Sheamus is great. We get it.
Love Sheamus. but yeah, I enjoyed Survivor Series quite a bit actually. It all the ads though, like I just fast forwarded through in between, like when a match ended, there's like 15-20 minutes of bullshit until you get to the next match, and I'm just like fast
Yeah, that
forwarding
was
Sure.
one
through
of
it.
the
So
things too I noticed on that one specifically. They didn't have like the really epic video packages before every match because usually it's like doesn't matter if you've watched WWE for a hot minute because like they just have these just great video packages before every match. I was like, oh, I miss it. Like as an editor, I love that stuff.
um
Yeah.
I did not like they used my favorite band as like the theme song for the whole pay-per-view. My beloved Black Sabbath, War
I think they
Pigs.
use that for every war games, if I'm being
Oh,
honest with you.
I hate
Or
that.
at least they did it with last year, or they've done it with the year before. Like I don't know why I recognize that song with war games. I might be crazy.
That might be why Wardlow could never get it.
Right?
That's a
And
good point.
I could have gone for some really great 3D graphics like in the crowd, like a fucking something weird, big thing, you know how they do.
You want those
The
long red
WrestleMania.
flags that Gunther had that one time? They should bring those back. You know who
Oh,
doesn't have long red flags and awkward pictures of Auschwitz in their video packages? AEW. Let's talk about them.
let's talk about it. But before we get into that, everyone, don't forget to dust off that elbow, baby. Elbow drop that mother effing like button. Get your opponent and power bomb them through that mother effing subscribe button. And then leave a comment. How do you feel about all that? But yeah, we appreciate your support. We're getting a couple subscribers every day, it seems. Thank you for your support. And we're climbing. We're trying to get there. Um, but yeah, thank you guys. But yeah, let's get into Dynamite from
Yeah.
Fishers, Indianapolis, Indiana. We get
Go to Indiana more, Tony Khan. This is a great crowd.
great crowd. Yep. So yeah, we get a C2 video package, I believe, for the Blue League. Can't remember. Uh, because they do another one later for the other league.
I
This is
mean,
the Blue League. Blue League first, catching us up on all the winners. Then we go right into a round two C2 match for the Blue League. Shelton Benjamin versus Kyle Fletcher. I was very excited for this match. Um, did anyone catch the free Phoenix sign in the
Oh
crowd
no.
when the match started? I was like, oh, they're gonna grab that guy and rip that up.
yeah.
Which I mean, I don't know. I don't think he needs freed. I think he needs to fulfill his contractual obligations.
It, he got to work though. I think that's my biggest issue. If Tony Khan was putting Bray Phoenix and Ricky Starks on TV, even just losing, but like I want to see them.
Yep.
I, like okay,
Or
fine.
Danhausen.
Yeah, if he was at least using these people, I would not have any problems with it. I'd be like, you should probably let him out, but like, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But the fact that he's like pulling Ricky Starks from GCW events, even
Yeah.
that's kind of like not cool. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, Vince did worse stuff." But like, it's not even about that. Like, we're past that. We're gonna be better now. I thought AEW was better. I thought it was a better promotion. So why isn't Tony Khan just being like, all right, I'm going to keep you guys because I can, but you're going to go out on Rampage and you're going to go lose to the Iron Savages. I don't know, something.
Is it like Tony Khan gets like the slightest hint, like, oh, they're gonna go to the WWE, and like
I'll
you're not on
give,
TV, like
well, I'll give Ray Fenix like, I think apparently Penta went on some podcast and was kind of bragging about, oh, we're going to go to WWE. And so that's kind of like, all right, that was stupid. You probably shouldn't do that. But again, it's like Ricky Starks. Like, what did he do? So he went to the Royal Rumble, but all that was found was CCTV footage. So if people didn't find that CCTV footage, no one would have known. And then
Yeah.
he was in a press box when Cody won the title at WrestleMania 40. But
Yeah,
like,
and apparently he cleared all that with Tony. Like, you're cool with me going to see my friend, right?
yeah. But and then like Monet, like Bailey watches Monet sometimes, and Monet watches Bailey sometimes. And there was a time where Bailey and Monet went to go watch Trinity Fatu in TNA. So they're like, can we just let this shit happen sometimes? Like, can these people go support their friends and have it not be an issue where they get written off TV?
Yeah, apparently the thing with Danhausen is like he was having some kind of like family illness or something, yet he was like booking indie shows at the same time. And Tony Khan was like, well, if you're more, you care more about booking indie shows than showing up to our TV, then I'm not going to put you on TV, is kind of what I read. So, you know, I don't know if it's true or not, but Danhausen was cool. A lot of people love Danhausen, but it
Yeah.
just seems like Tony Khan just gets like butt hurt, I guess. And like, all right, you're not on TV. Like,
I think unfortunately no promoter and no booker's perfect. Because even in like WWE, when we're in good tides with the Paul Levesque era, there's still plenty of issues that are like all throughout the company. It's just kind of like no one's perfect. No one shoots it like 100%. But because AEW, us like Dynamite aside, it's a little cold right now as a promotion. So if there's any sort of issue, it's going to be magnified way more than like it would have been if like AEW was on fire and Dynamite was getting great ratings. And like, if AEW was doing really well right now, this wouldn't be that big of an issue. But I also feel like if AEW was doing well right now, they would be smart enough to put Ricky Starks and Rick Fennec on TV.
True.
Like even enough, like the biggest thing is like even enough just to lose, or like even dark matches, something like use them. Instead, they're just sitting at home for no reason.
yep, getting paid.
Which in that
Uh,
case, good for them. They're still getting paid.
yeah. But yeah. So yeah, we had the free Fennec sign. We had Osprey's better chance. A lot of showboating. Shelton Benjamin just looked like the better man. He had Kyle Fletcher's number. Uh, but yeah, Fletcher ends up rolling up Benjamin, but grabs the ropes. The ref didn't look or see it and got the pin. 3 more points for Fletcher, 6 total. He is now the leader in the league. Um, but yeah, Shelton Benjamin looked just way better than Fletcher. He had his number.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fletcher had to cheat to win.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good way to have Fletcher still get the points on the board, but like Benjamin still looks like a beast. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. I really loved this match. I think I said before this is like the most I've been engrossed in a Dynamite match like since I can remember. I really like. I might be like I might say like Swerve and Takeshita when that happened. So like put that in perspective. But I really liked this match. I thought it was a ton of fun. As soon as they started doing those Osprey's better chants, like you said, I knew this was going to be like, oh, this crowd's a good crowd. And then he was funny on commentary. They were booing Kyle Fletcher. And then Tony Schiavone was like, huh, isn't that funny? They're booing him. And Don Callis made some excuse or whatever. And Excalibur was like, these poor fans, if they want to like see a match, they got to drive through 2 time zones to see it because there's 2 different time zones in Indiana or something like that. And Don Callis is just like, I don't observe time zones, so I don't care. I don't like he was funny this week, and then like they did that. Oh, they ran in right at the 9 count, but it was funny because as soon as Shelton got up and got back in the ring, Kyle Fletcher laid him out with a monster clothesline. And then there was the bit where Shelton Benjamin did a fun power bomb on Kyle Fletcher and then put it right into this neat submission I've never seen before. And then, like you said, the ending just perfect. And then one more thing, Shelton Benjamin Kyle Fletcher to Suplex City, which was
Oh my
nice to
god.
see.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, those and the crowd was like, one more. And he wasn't gonna like I'm sure he wasn't gonna originally do that, but he's like, yeah, and like did it again. Like, oh, it was so good, man.
Yeah,
Love Shelton Benjamin. He is one of my favorites right now to see on television.
I'd agree. I think him and Kyle Fletcher are the two smartest choices that we've seen in this C2 so far. And then I would put Beast Mortos right underneath
Ooh,
them.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think it was Garcia Mortos
I
was
think
that
you're
match.
right. Because they said I couldn't find the Rampage results or Rampage show let, but they said something like, "Oh, can they both score their first win?" So
Ah, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, great match. Really enjoyed it. I was looking forward to it. Yeah, then we get a C2 Gold League video package, kind of laying out the winners and what we've seen so far in round one. Then we get a Hook segment. He says Nick Wayne wants to fight him in New York. He'd rather fight Christian at Hammerstein Ballroom, and he wants Nick Wayne right then and there. Christian comes out. Hook gets attacked by Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. Then eventually Christian, and then they concerto Hook's arm and walk off. So yeah, me and Chandler were just talking about what happened to Hook and Christian, weren't we? Like last week.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, we were like that was like a whole feud, and they were at least building it every week. And then last week's Dynamite, again, I think why it was so bad, they just forgot about it.
Yeah. So this is refreshing for me. I was like, oh yeah, Hook, awesome.
Yeah, they came back to it. Thank God.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
as I kind of had two feelings about this as like an AEW fan. I thought it's like a fine segment. Ah, poor Hook. This adds heat to that. Whether it's Nick Wayne or Christian, it adds heat to the Hammerstein Ballroom match. But as a Christian fan, it's a damn shame that you didn't put that microphone in his hand and let him talk
Right?
for a couple minutes. I think, I'm not kidding, Christian's my favorite promo in wrestling right now because it
Ooh.
doesn't happen often, but like once every 2 months when they're like, all right, you got 5 minutes on Dynamite, go crazy. He just
Yeah.
has these unhinged promos where he's saying all this crazy shit. I remember the last one he had with Hook. I was like, this is a great promo. Like, Hook should be joining Christian. And then,
Yeah.
like, he ruined it by being like, I'm gonna kill your dad. And I was like, ah, you lost him. But yeah, it was still fun. So, it was a fine segment. Nothing wrong with it. I just wish Christian had a promo. That's it.
That's fair. Yeah, I just listened to his CVV interview and I was like, "Oh my god, like even just when he's not being the character, I still can't stop listening to this guy."
He was the first CVV podcast I listened to the whole way through, and I just like looked for some interesting highlights.
Cool.
apparently Christian and Adam Copeland are sponsors for some like plank
Yeah.
machine now.
Supposedly, I think they kind of came up with it. Like they or like Christian came
Oh,
up with it or something. I don't know. It was a part of the CVV interview,
Yeah.
and it's just been so while since I've heard it. Do you remember it more, Chad? Because you listened to it.
Yeah. He was during the pandemic because like basically all of his sources of income went away because of the pandemic and he wasn't wrestling and he's like, I got to get back in shape. He's like, I think I got one more go in me. And he started working out and Copeland's convinced him to try planking. And he was just like, he really liked doing it, but he's like, there's got to be a better way. And then like somehow he got put together with the guys who make that perfect plank thing, or yeah, that's what it's called. And yeah, so I think they're sponsors or they help design it or something, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't think they made the design, but they were on the ground floor. So that's why they're so like closely into it.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that a lot. But yeah, love Christian. I can't wait for Adam Copeland to come back. I think he's like training at this point.
I think he's clear to come back, but they're just waiting for him to finish up filming his Percy Jackson stuff right
Oh,
now.
nice.
Cool. Then we get a Mercedes Monet segment. She has no concerns for Camille. She's not liable for what happened to her. Apparently, Camille got mysteriously attacked on Rampage, written off TV. She's focused on Anna Jay now. So, yeah.
I liked how Monet was like, Renee, don't talk to me until I've introduced myself. It was funny. Like, I'm like, this wasn't the best promo ever, but I am enjoying Mercedes Monet now. So I thought
Yeah.
this was a fun promo.
Yeah, I liked how she just kind of what she doesn't work for me anymore.
She said she quit. Who cares about her? It was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. She's, Monet's doing good work. I can't wait for her to beat Anna Jay at World's End.
Who are they? Are they? I thought they were kind of teasing next in line for Monet. Am I wrong in that? Oh no, it's Mariah. They're kind of setting up
Thunder
Thunder
Rosa.
Rosa. Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Isn't it?
I'm cool with that.
Isn't it kind of crazy that Mariah May is the one that's going? The women's division is awful right now, and she's
Yeah.
not really wrong.
Yeah. And when Tony Storm left, it definitely dipped a bit.
People thought Monet was the thing that like helped the women's division. I think it was Monet and Storm where they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we should both have good segments," and then he was like, "Okay," and then I have to have a match too. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. But yeah, then we get MVP in the back with the Hurt Syndicate. He is pissed that Kyle Fletcher beat Shelton Benjamin. He's tearing into Shelton Benjamin. He tells him he's disappointed. Uh, the
At least he
MVP
wasn't
and Bob
angry.
MVP and Bobby Lashley start to walk away. Then a production assistant walks up and Benjamin unleashes a beating on him, throws him into the metal garage door. Security try to stop him, but Bobby Lashley shows up and beats them up too. Yeah, that was good. They hurt people.
Uh, Unfortunately, most of the beatdown was cut off on my trailer watching, so I didn't get to see that. Like it was all cutting out. But at least the bit, I really liked the beginning where he was like, "What do we do?" And Shelton Benjamin was like, "We hurt people," and he's like, "Well, why didn't you hurt him then?" It was just like nice and simple. I'm really into the whole Hurt Syndicate right now. Even like I was a little negative on not Lashley, but like, come on, it's Lashley. He'll be fun. It's just Benjamin's my favorite right now, and MVP's a great mouthpiece. And
Yeah.
Lashley's just not too exciting for me, but he could turn it
Yeah, he
on.
hasn't done much yet. So
Yeah.
he just mostly looks menacing and kind of vaguely like Morpheus. So
Yeah.
But yeah, love the Hurt Syndicate. Love Shelton Benjamin. He can do no wrong in my book. So yeah, then we get the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal.
The best
We've
part about Dynamite.
we've got top of the card acts like Evil Uno, Rocky Romero, The Butcher, Leo Rush, Lance Archer, Mark Davis, Brian Cage, Dante, and Darius Martin. They're back. Action Andretti, and then Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. I wonder who's gonna win. Evil Uno is eliminated by Mark Davis. Leo Rush and Action Andretti eliminate Top Flight, which was kind of interesting. That'll carry over to a Rampage feud, I'm sure.
Yeah, they kind of have been having beef or like
Yeah,
squabbling ever since Leo Rush came back to AEW. So
yeah.
like it's kind of like when it was Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho at Wrestle Dream, where Rocky Romero came out, and I was like, you know what? They kind of paid off a story I didn't care about, so they're still kind of paying off stories I still don't care about. So good for them.
Man,
I
is
know
it
that sounds
weird?
backhanded, but like at least everyone is doing
yeah.
something.
I kind of care more about that. That's more interesting to me than Adam Cole and Fletcher, or
I'm sure
yeah,
I would.
or
I'm sure I would like their
O'Reilly. I mean,
matches more. I'm sure Action Andretti and Leo Rush would versus Dante and Darius Martin would be way better than whatever Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, MJF nonsense they can cook up.
Yeah. Then we got Lance Archer and Brian Cage eliminate Mark Davis. O'Reilly eliminates Action Andretti and Leo Rush. Cage and Archer eliminate Rocky Romero. Cole eliminates The Butcher and Brian Cage. And O'Reilly eliminates Lance Archer. Cole and O'Reilly win. They will wrestle each other next week. And the winner of that will wrestle MJF at World's End. Oh, I kind of want O'Reilly to win just to screw Cole out of that
Yeah.
And see,
out of that match.
I think I just don't care like at all. I don't think there's like I don't care. I don't care about anything with this storyline right now. I just want it to end. And I feel like what they'll probably do is they'll have Kyle O'Reilly win, so it kind of delays it, and then MJF will do something
Yeah.
horrific to
They'll
him.
they'll
And
feud until the next World's End.
oh god, I was thinking they're gonna feud to Revolution, and I was like, ugh, that's so long away. That's March. We have to watch MJF versus Adam Cole until March, but next World's End, ugh.
Yeah, they're gonna go for a bloodline-esque feud.
So yeah, I thought this battle royale was a little stinky. Dave remembers I was begging for anything to happen that was slightly shocking, and I guess it did happen with the top flight stuff. That was slightly shocking. But I wanted the winner to be like, oh, Brian Cage and Lance Archer, or even
Right.
Brian Cage and Adam Cole. Like, I don't know, something fun. But honestly, I didn't know until I started watching the match that it was the top two winners, not the
Yeah.
top one. Because again, this is my first Dynamite dozen. But whatever, they're still plugging along with this Adam Cole nonsense. The one credit I'll give is the crowd was really losing out on Adam Cole. But when they said Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole are your winners, everyone did go baby after Adam Cole. So that's
Yeah.
like
At
he's
least there's
not
some crowd
dead.
engagement.
Yeah, he's not dead, and he didn't look that yellow this week. So
I did like MJF's cheap shot though. Jaundiced villain.
Jaundice. Oh my
Mhm.
god. Yep. Then we get a Julia Hart video package. She's
Mm,
taunting Jamie Hayter. I gotta say, her video packages are like declining as they go along. The
I
first one
enjoyed
was
this one more than the
really
previous
good.
one.
Okay, okay.
I liked the graphics and the animation stuff. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I kind of like the trying to like a little mini movie kind of
The
going
first one
on.
was goated though. I like that the most.
But yeah, I just need her to come back already at this point.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, we get an acclaimed promo. Billy Gunn says Max is going about this the wrong way. MVP is giving him the wrong ideas, and Max is in denial. Uh, Bowen says, "You think you're the best wrestler alive? Go prove it." I like that.
Yeah.
And Max is like, "Yeah, okay."
I like how, yeah, Max Caster is so far up his own ass that he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
beat Swerve Strickland. I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
this.
yeah. I love how he took that as words of encouragement, and I love how like Anthony Bowens, it was more like, "You're an idiot."
Dude.
I'm liking this Max Caster turning it against the acclaim stuff. I am liking it. I just still hope that they're like, yeah, Anthony Bowens is who we push.
Hmm.
Why wasn't
Yeah.
Anthony Bowens replacing Juice Robinson? Wouldn't that have been like a
That would have
great
been
that would have been a great
that's the good
excuse
call.
that could have built jealousy between Max Caster, and you could still have Anthony Bowens lose to all those people because, well, he's like, you could just say he's a tagging wrestler and he
Yeah.
doesn't do well. Blah blah. Why wasn't it Anthony Bowens? Come on, Tony
They
Khan.
got something planned for him. Don't worry.
I hope. I hope.
Me too. Then we go right into Swerve Strickland versus Max Caster. Max does a rap. He talks about Swerve's mama. Don't you be talking about my mama. And the house burning down and Hunter Biden. Uh, Swerve attacks him early on. He just starts beating down Max before the bell. Swerve no sells a springboard into a house call, then a second, then a third, and then he pins him for the win. Complete squash. Swerve
Love
is
it.
about to turn around and leave. He's like, comes back and gives him a swerve stomp, dude. The crowd was rabid for that. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Then you hear Swerve say in the camera, it's not over with Lashley. So I'm cool with that too.
Yeah,
Loved it.
I kind of hope Swerve wins the rematch. And I know that's like, oh,
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley should be losing this soon, but like, I don't care. Swerve has more on his career. I think Swerve will have more to give to AEW in the long run. So I think it would do well because, especially because
Yeah.
Swerve has just had 3 big losses in a row. And I don't think I would change any of those losses, but it's still 3 big losses in a row. He kind of needs something to put himself back up.
Yeah, it's time too. Like the dude that came out tonight was a legit killer again. Like it was like, oh yeah, nope, there he is. Like I loved it.
Are we gonna get a spooky Swerve segment with the Hurt Syndicate where he like goes to their house or something? Please,
Cut
please,
somebody's finger off.
please. Cut
Remember when
a
he did that
promo
to
on
Billy
Bobby's
Gunn? That was
baby.
amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought of that. I was like, what if he's all serious now and he goes and like does something horrible? What if he burns Bobby Lashley's house down? I don't know.
I'm okay with it. Um, man, I just thought of this too. Like Swerve might need some allies, right? To help him. Uh, Maybe Keith Lee could come back.
That'd be interesting. And Dustin Rhodes.
Ooh.
I actually
Uh,
do like Keith Lee. I'm not making fun of that. I just you need a third person, and that was the funniest one that came to mind.
yeah. I don't know. I don't even know who would even be in that category. The Gates of
He
Agony, like we kind of
well, they
joked
turned
about.
on him. I was gonna
Yeah.
say like Osprey because Osprey's like one of the only people that have been like, "Oh, you're my friend,"
Oh
but
yeah, they
Osprey's
go way back.
busy. Osprey's
Yeah.
busy. Um, I don't know. You could also just surprise someone with like, "Oh, it's this baby face we haven't seen in a
Yeah.
while. Why not? We'll go with it."
Brian Danielson.
Yeah. Nigel
The,
McGuinness is just gonna wrestle the Hurt
the
Syndicate for
Dark
no reason.
Order.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm in it. I'm in it. Then we get an MJF promo. He reminisces about better than you, baby. Then Cole turned on me, he says. Now Cole has to fight his best friend to get to him. He's sick of Cole saying he's a hero when he's the villain. He's a jaundice infected villain. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's another MJF from his home promo.
I kind of
Uh,
wish he would cut at least one promo on a live crowd.
Right?
Um, and I know he's a big star and he's got all his movies and blah blah blah, but like these aren't really like they're fine, they're silly, but they're not really working in the long run. I don't think anyone's gonna remember any of these
No.
except for the one where he was like, Roderick Strong, your mom shot your dad. Like, I think other than that, no one's going to remember any of these. But if he had like a scathing in ring promo where he's like, Adam Cole, you suck, and he just said that 50 times and the crowd's like booing him, like, it might actually make this feud. Maybe that's why this feud sucks because one of the guys isn't there.
Yeah.
We haven't really, we're all blaming it on Adam Cole, but it could be because one of the participants just isn't there and it's just kind of hollow.
That's fair. Good point.
wow, yeah, good way to look at it. But yeah, I think he needs to be in a live crowd. We need to see the actual like reaction, of their back and forth like in real time. I think that would help a lot.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. MJF is just kind of stale to me. He's same character he was 5 years ago. We had that little glimpse of the like badass Stone Cold type uh dude when he returned, but that was all a ruse. So uh
See, I remember being very critical of the MJF Osprey feud, but even that he was doing something different. It wasn't that great to me. I know some people liked it, but there were some good promos. The matches were better than like they're with Osprey. Like they're gonna be better. So I don't know. I'm just he is cold. And I think he's gonna have to come back and have like a real heater of a feud to like get people interested in him again.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
putting him in front of a crowd is kind of where, like, that's kind of his superpower is put a mic in his hand and put him in front of a crowd. If like the vignettes and the pre-tapes just don't have the same luster.
Remember when before MJF left from his injury, we got a little tease of him and Swerve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like him and like he looked at him and Swerve and him and Paige, and he was like, "I know it's you." Like, and I remember being like, "Okay, I don't care about this devil storyline, but I want to see MJF and Swerve. I want to see Hangman and MJF." And then I haven't even thought about that
Right?
forever.
We need that as soon as they're both done with Adam Cole and Hurt Syndicate.
I think that's
That needs
actually
to
how
happen.
I think that's actually how you would heat back MJF. He needs to be there. But if you spend your time and you book an MJF and Swerve feud, I think that could do numbers.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah, that'd be a license to print money.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want now. Hurry up, Adam Cole.
lose the
uh,
feud already, please.
we just lose already. Uh, then we get Jay White versus Pac. Very excited for this match. They keep doing the cool thing with Pac's entrance where they film him through the tunnel as he comes out. He makes eye contact with the dude. Love that. Such
I
an he's the only guy they do that with.
it's awesome for him. It really
Right.
suits his character.
Yeah.
Yep. Love Pac. I am so high on Jay White now. Like they're doing an excellent job in my mind of building him. Like after years of like, okay, what are we doing with this guy? And
Right. Yeah,
setback after setback after injury.
he'd show glimpses of it. You're like, "Oh, this is the guy I've heard about." Then he kind of just get cold or get hurt again, but man, he's putting it together right now.
Yeah.
Well, what's
Yeah.
crazy is he was really known for like being a bad heel, and so like it would make sense if that's how he would do well. But now he's a baby face and people like him, and he's still vaguely heelish, but like
Yeah, he
this
hasn't
is
changed
what's
a thing.
working. Yeah, this is what's working right now for him. So like keep doing it.
Yeah. But yeah, they have a really great match. Good back and forth. Jay White gets the upper hand for quite a bit of it. Um, but Pac ends up getting Jay White in the brutalizer, but a weird version where he's like just suspended in air, uh, like off the mat, which was really cool. But Jay White uh, ends up getting to the ropes, and then Yuta ends up giving Jay White a Bazaiku knee, but then White out of nowhere gives Pac a Blade Runner. Anyway, for the win. It was really great ending.
Yeah.
Like he was able to overcome Yuta cheating and uh
Yeah, I love how he just ate that Psycho knee and then just rolls in and bam, and then Yuta comes in and he hits him too. I was like, damn.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be a very good near fall whenever they get to said Moxley match because they're setting up really hot. Like it pinned Hangman twice, it pinned Pac even after a Busaiku knee. Like who is Moxley gonna kick out? It'll be a very good near fall when we get to it. And then what happened next, Dave?
This is very interesting. So yeah, White gives Yuta a Blade Runner. Marina Shafir shows up and distracts Jay White so Moxley can attack him from behind. Moxley gives Jay White a paradigm shift and takes off. Hangman Page walks out and Moxley turns around to face Page, but a cameraman all of a sudden starts choking Moxley with the cord, takes off his mask. It's Orange Cassidy. Awesome. Orange Cassidy super punches Yuta and Pac, then Moxley. Jay White gives Moxley a Blade Runner. Then Page gives Moxley a buckshot lariat. Jay White, Orange Cassidy, and Page are all in the ring together, and they're not attacking each other. They kind of understand what's going on here. They gotta put their differences aside. Uh, the crowd's chanting AEW, AEW. Uh, Moxley and company scurry away. They're on the back foot, uh, barely crawling away, and then Christian shows up behind them with the future undisputed greatest world champion contract. Yeah,
Battle
I thought
match.
this was really good, really good. It reinvigorated it for me.
Yeah, no, it gave it scope. The thing that we've been like, this is what it needs, and all this stuff is converging. Like the dynamic in that ring, like man, any minute all the faces could like attack each other too. I was like, oh, are Jay White and Hangman gonna try to kill each other?
Mm.
It's going to be a can they coexist situation.
It's really, and it's like it's making Can They Coexist interesting because we've seen how unstable Hangman has been, and Jay White will always attack someone if it's like he feels a need to. He's gonna attack someone, and then Orange Cassidy. You never really know what's going on with Orange Cassidy. It's crazy how they've like almost fixed this match just by putting Orange Cassidy in it because no one was talking about him being in it, and I think him coming out was a really smart
Yeah,
inclusion. And it like kind of did finally feel like okay, AEW standing up to Moxley as like a whole, like because you have Hangman, you got Orange Cassidy, you got Jay White, like those are three pretty different people, and then them all teaming up together for now at least to go against Moxley. I'm really into it, and
yeah,
I'm never a fan of the AEW chant. I feel like it happens like way too often, but this was like, oh yeah, it's earned. This feels cool.
yeah.
So it
Yeah, it
was
was.
a
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it was a really nice little bit, and I'm really interested in this feud again. What was that, Chad?
Yeah, no, it was a cool moment, and it was like probably the one time the camera guy spot actually got me too, where it was like, what is going on? Why is he choking? Like they actually caught me on that one. I had no idea who it was.
Well, they sold it pretty well because like even the other camera guy was like, "Get out of here!" And he just like looked. He took down his mask. So if you're watching on TV, you're like, "Oh!" But obviously the people in the crowd don't see it. It was really well done.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah, like the way like after it was kind of over in Orange Cassidy, like the way he looked at Jay White and they all like looked at each other, that was gold, dude. Like just like all right, like we know what we have to do. And then don't we get Orange Cassidy and Jay White versus Pac and Moxley?
If only somebody had the Dynamite winners coming card already pulled up. Yeah, it's Pac and Moxley versus Jay White and Orange Cassidy.
Holy shit. I am
yeah,
so ready for that.
that is gonna be a clusterfuck.
That might
Yeah.
be what I'm most. Nah, there's Mariah May and Mina shirt, Colin. Looking forward to that more. Never mind.
So yeah, is it gonna be the fatal four-way, take out Cage, put in Orange Cassidy now?
I think that's a
Yeah,
smart choice. And again, it's not because I don't like Christian. I think I've made that obvious how much I love that idiot. I just think it's like you don't want the money in the bank holder always going for the world title. Like it kind of makes the money in the bank contract feel pointless. You want him away from it so you forget about it. And then when he does it, boom, it's surprising. It's the
yeah,
ultimate shock. Like, so I really hope they hold with this. And I just think Orange Cassidy's better for the story than like, oh, these two guys feuding and a random heel all gonna be in a four-way with Moxley. It kind of just came out of nowhere.
yeah. Also, it was really impactful too. Like it was really the first time you've seen the Death Riders like rattled too. Like it actually felt like, holy shit, they got a chance.
If Hangman, Jay White, and Orange Cassidy can hang together for now, they can hold him back. But obviously, it'll all fall apart at the World's End event. So,
And like you got to think too, like we started off like Orange Cassidy took on Moxley. Um, he's kind of like a upper mid card, almost main eventer, and then now we're into the like kind of lower spectrum of the main eventers, and then they're gonna fail, and then we're gonna get our swerves and our
Yeah.
ospreys and our elite. Like it's just gonna like build eventually until it's like, yeah, like I think they're doing this right. Like you can't just have all the like big names do it all like right off the bat.
mhm.
It ain't Darby Allen.
Now,
Well, then who is it? Okay, so if we're saying it's not
here we
Darby
go. The
Allin
interesting
anymore,
stuff. It's time for some fantasy booking.
I
Kenny
don't like.
Omega's got to do it.
I
That's
don't
where my gut
know.
goes. That's where my
I
gut's going. It's got to be
I love
Kenny. He's got
I
to
love
save
Kenny.
AEW.
I love Kenny, wouldn't it be neat? But I don't know. I thought this whole feud was about building people. So like I feel like if the winner isn't at least a first time world champ, like it might not feel earned or it might not feel satisfying enough. I don't know. I feel like we're still pretty far away out from a potential winner. I don't think Kenny Omega is a bad idea. He kind of is like one of the only ideas, but I think it would be almost more interesting if Moxley's able to beat him and you can build off of like, oh, the last time they wrestled, Omega got it away from him and you can kind of bring that back or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
If not Kenny, Will Ospreay.
And I'm okay with that. Even though I kind of still want it to be like an AEW original kind of guy, but Osprey's a good pick.
Yeah. I I don't know. Like I'm kind of totally ripping this off from Steven Larson, but what if it's Hangman, but not for the reason you think it is? It is. Swerve's just so far in his head, like he doesn't care about the Death Riders. He's just like, no, I want this, so he can't have it. Like that's how fucking crazy he is still. Even
I
though
would love
Swerve
that.
has nothing to do with it right now, and he's still like, no, I want this to keep it away from him.
He had it and I failed, so I have to hold it forever. And then Swerve beats him for it. I like that. I like that.
And you guys know who I really miss?
Ooh.
Chris
Ooh.
Jericho?
Sting,
I would say Sting, yeah.
Ric Flair.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
That's what we need. I was saying Joe and Moxley at the pay-per-view because that would be like your next level up of like Moxley killing someone, but he also didn't exactly kill Orange Cassidy, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say is like it's almost as if you had the perfect guy to win this all, but you ruined it by having him out every week and having him losing matches and having him be in a Continental Classic where he's losing matches. I don't know who this guy is. I can't remember his name. It's like Sting or something. Stinky Stingin or something like that. I don't know.
Oh no. Oh yeah. But yeah, I like where they're going with it. I think that they're leveling up on the challenge to the Death Riders, and but it ain't gonna be this batch either. It's not gonna be any one of these guys. They're gonna have to go bigger. Um, I wonder how MJF is gonna be involved in this too. He's gonna have to eventually.
Well, he did. MJF actually did mention his title,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which he hasn't really done. So that was
Hmm.
kind of nice
Yeah,
to
no,
like.
he kind of laid the blame on Adam Cole. He's like, that's your fault.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, that was a pretty cool segment, pretty cool match. I liked it. Then we get a Jamie Hayter promo. She's gonna go looking for Julia Hart since Julia Hart hasn't showed up yet, and she's gonna leave her laying on the mat and kick her ass. Um, yeah, I'm ready for that match. Damn it. She did mention something about that Dynasty Cup tournament, right? Uh, so that hasn't her match hasn't happened yet, or I don't
So
know. I don't know
it's
where we're at with that.
the collision that's happening a couple days from now. That'll be Willow Nightingale versus Serena Deeb.
Ooh.
And then Willow Nightingale and Serena Deeb will fight at Winners Coming Collision. Or sorry, yeah, the winner of Willow Nightingale and Serena Deeb will fight Jamie Hayter on Winners Coming Collision. And so the
Yeah,
winner of that will go under the Wrestle Dynasty 4-way.
cool. Jamie Hayter's going to cost her, or Julia Hart's going to cost Jamie Hayter
Yeah.
that match. Cool. Yeah, I just need Julia Hart back. I think it's time to pull the trigger on that. Uh, then we get a Jericho New York Minute news report. He promotes Ring of Honor Final Battle at the Hammerstein Ballroom. Uh, and TV time will be on Ring of Honor TV next week, not on AEW.
Will it be on Ring of Honor TV forever or just the 1 week?
I don't know. Who's his opponent gonna be? Wasn't he like teasing? He didn't
It's
say
Matt
though, right?
Cardona.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you know that?
So
It's a TV. They already taped the Ring of
yeah,
Honor
it's
TV
on the
taping.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
I just spoiled that for a lot of people. Oops. Oops. Oh no. I spoiled the Chris Jericho Ring of Honor World title match. So many people are so sad.
Dude, how could you?
Um,
Um,
I've seen a lot of people upset about that match taking place in Hammerstein Ballroom because they're like, all these historic matches took place and you're gonna befuddle it with Jericho and Cardona. And I'm like, look, I'm not saying the match is gonna be great, but I'm sure there are other stinkers that took place in the Hammerstein Ballroom. So maybe it's
Yeah.
not so sacred, you know? And like to be fair, it kind of is a somewhat big match. Kind of.
Oh man, those two will professional wrestling it up. It'll be entertaining as all hell. Will the wrestling be very good? Probably not, but it'll be
Will I
very
watch it?
entertaining.
No.
If I were to have watched it though, I probably would have been sports entertained.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. If we watched it, we probably would have been fine with it.
yep. Then we get a cool little Bandito vignette. They're in like the Wild West or like a
But it's snowing.
yeah. This like themed little like theme park kind of thing, Wild West tourism spot. The sheriff was talking to a guy. They're scared about Bandito. They put up a poster, a wanted poster of Bandito. So that'll be good for him to come back. I'm excited for you, Chandler, to watch him wrestle. Yeah, good stuff. I'm glad they did that little vignette.
Yeah, exactly what you said. I've never seen him wrestle before, and I'm looking forward to seeing him wrestle.
Yeah. Then we get Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford. They've got history from way back when. Uh, I love Ford does her handspring elbow in the corner. Love that move. Uh, Tiffany Stratton does that too, huh?
Hmm. I think so.
She did it in War Games. Uh, Ford gets out of the Queen Slayer, gives Anna Jay a stunner. Penelope Ford gets Jay in a bridging deathlock. Anna Jay gets to the ropes. Anna Jay wins with her really cool finisher that's like the Moneymaker, but better.
Don't they call
I
it the J Driller? Ooh.
Ooh.
I do want to
Oh,
know the name of it.
you
I
keep
need
his
to.
brother out of your mouth.
Oh
Oh
no,
God,
Mark
Briscoe's
Briscoe's
coming
gonna have a
after you.
fight with me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. I have heard the name of it. It is
I
like
like
a
it.
pun on Jay. I just don't know the name, but it
I
is like it looks like it hurts. It probably does hurt, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Love that move. Anna Jay calls out Mercedes Monet. Monet comes out. She says, if Statlander can't beat her, how can Anna Jay? Good point. She needs to come back in 10 years to when she actually does something to deserve a shot, Anna Jay is like, "How about this?" and slaps her. Uh, Monet just kind of retreats like the heel she is, and yeah, that that was okay. That worked for me, brother.
I'm pitching something, right? I'm not saying it's a good idea. I wanna see how you two feel. What if they private party Anna Jay? As in she loses the holiday bash match, but they make it for World's End. It's a rematch. Anna Jay Monet and Anna Jay beats Monet for the TBS title.
Yeah.
I'm
Mm.
just like thinking like weird things, right? How do you two feel about that?
It's good
I can't.
storytelling.
Like I could see Private Party. They earned it. They've been around for 5 years. Uh, they did a great job in like a 3 week period of like selling that to us. Man, I don't know how they could do that with Anna Jay. Like I don't think she's earned it in my mind.
I think that's
Like
fair. Yeah, like I'm not even saying that's what I want to happen. I'm just Monet's got to lose that title to somebody. What if it
Yeah.
was someone surprising like Anna Jay, right?
Although
But that's a fair
flip
point. Like,
flip the results of that match, I could actually see that more with Penelope Ford, like the work she did during the
oh,
pandemic and all that.
yep,
Like
I'll take
I
Penelope Ford.
I think just as a character, she's just got more history, like more interesting depth to her background.
interesting. That's a fair point I hadn't thought about. I just want to like that was just a thought that came into my head. I wanted to ask you too what you thought. That's interesting answers. I think I'm still on the like Willow train where I want Willow to beat her for
Yeah.
it or like Queen Amanada. I think
Yeah,
those are the two picks I would say. And then beyond that, we'll see what they got.
I think if they did it right, they could unwardlow Camille and build it to where she comes back and
I don't
people are
know if
like, she gets over and people want her to beat her.
I don't know if anyone really would want that. People are into Camille now, and I'm not saying they could, like, they'll never be into Camille, but like, at least with Wardlow, no matter what they do, he's always over at least to a bit, right? Like, people are always happy to see Wardlow. I don't know if that would happen with Camille. I think with like again with Wardlow, comparing him to Private Party, funny enough, he has put in time. He's been here for like at least like not maybe the beginning, but pretty close.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's the same thing.
Yeah, I just can't like think of anyone right now who's even like who Monet hasn't already feuded with that
Right?
would work. Like I'm not feeling Anna Jay. Even Penelope Ford is a stretch. Uh,
Uh, Willow wins the Wrestle
Jamie
Dynasty
Hayter.
match. Willow wins the Wrestle Dynasty match and challenges Monet to a double title match and beats her for both. How about that?
Yeah. I think Jamie Hayter could
Yeah.
make it work too. But
Yeah,
that would be a while after her losing to Willow. They'd have to like, have her win a bunch to get back up there.
yeah.
Yeah, just keep it on Monet for another 6 months.
I'm fine with it now. That's like I remember when this feud was first starting, we were all like, "God, can she drop the title to anyone?" But now I say that, and I'm like, "Man, I'm not really in any rush in seeing her lose
Yeah.
it. I just kind of wanted to have a little conversation about that." Like, again, I'm saying Willow, but it could be Willow 6 months from now, right? I'm not
Yeah.
saying Willow
Mhm.
in a month.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I love Mercedes. She's pretty. I'm like happy to see her now on TV. Totally weird world.
I know it's crazy.
Then we get a Mariah May promo. She's uh, uh, talking about. Uh, uh, she tells Renee to just sit there and listen. She's gonna make Mina work for her title. Mina walks up. I like how they kind of pan and they show Mina like storming in around the corner there, and she walks in and gives Mariah a bottle of champagne. and says, "Make me work." Yeah, that was okay.
I
They
hope the
didn't need
match is good.
physical.
This
Um,
build has not been good, but I hope the match is good because I feel like it should. Like again, I keep pointing towards that Tony Storm turn. It was so good, and it just didn't work with Mina, even though it made Mina look good and when she caught. But like, it's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if
yeah,
they're just not dedicating enough story. Like, I feel like there's just not enough story beats or character development or just even showing the character. Like, I honestly, until she shows up, I always forget about Mariah May. Like, I forget she's the world title holder and that she's even part of the company until it's like, oh yeah, her.
Yeah, like I still like Mariah May and she's still talented, but I don't think this women's championship run has been all that great. Like it hasn't been bad. The Willow match at Wrestle Dream was really good, but I don't think it's been really memorable. And I think it just sucks because like Tony's was so good. And so you would obviously have to be a step down, but it feels like it's a much bigger step down than any of us thought. And maybe it's also because Monet's been stepping it up lately.
Yeah.
So we're comparing the two where it used to be, oh, Tony Storm was washing Monet. Now it's like, wait, Monet's good now. Mariah May has to step it up, and she isn't really. So I don't know. I feel bad. I think my biggest issue with this match being on Winter is Coming was I was like, I wanted more time to book this. I wanted
Yeah.
more promos or more vignettes or anything about this. And my issue with it being so soon is it just feels rushed. And I don't know why, but
Or maybe it's just 1A. Maybe it's a weird schmozzy finish that'll carry on to World's End.
I'd be fine with that. Who knows?
I mean, they're still hinting Thunder Rosa too, so that tells me Mina isn't gonna win, and then they're gonna move on to Thunder Rosa at World's End, right?
Yeah, I don't
I'm not
want
into
Thunder
that.
Rosa to win it. Because again,
Yeah.
like if Thunder Rosa was on Dynamite having matches, maybe I'd feel differently, but she's not. She's on like Rampage. And
Dude, I just want
so,
Mina to win it at this point. Totally opposite of Monet. Like, I just want Mina to win the title.
or maybe I know this is everyone's gonna laugh. I said this at Full Gear. Maybe Tony Storm comes back at Winter's Coming and it's their rematch at World's End. But I would also argue like the same thing with the Mina matches. You should be building this for like a
Yeah. Oh
whole
yeah.
pay-per-view cycle. Like the two biggest matches of her title run is the Mina match and the Mariah match or the Tony Storm rematch. And I feel like we're rushing through the first one, and I hope we're not rushing for the second one either.
Maybe Thunder Rosa can get an eliminator match, but then not win it.
I'd be fine
Ooh,
with
I don't
that.
know. That's weird booking though. Like they've never done that before.
Not once, except for Anna Jay a couple months ago.
She would get her match, but then it would have no consequences. She wouldn't have to have an actual title match just to get her
Yeah,
like out of the way.
maybe. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
into Thunder Rosa, man. Like I kind of was when she first showed up. That
Yeah.
that Britt Baker like uh what kind of match was it? Death match, whatever.
Yeah.
Was it
Lights
was it a
out.
lights out?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
lights out.
Yeah, that was cool, but like I haven't been into her like even before she got injured when she was the champ. I was like, eh. When she got returned, I'm just like not I don't know, man. I don't know. Then don't get me started on Britt Baker. What is she doing?
Hey, Monet was really good. Let's focus on the positives. I'm
Yeah.
excited for what Willow and Serena Deeb and Jamie Hayter will do, and Julia Hart's coming back soon. So I think there's a good.
I even like Sheeta. I want to see more Sheeta.
Yeah, I'm fine on Sheeta right now. Nothing against her. I'm just fine on Sheeta right now.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, Monet's killing it. I'm not into Mariah May, uh, but I love Mina Shirakawa,
She has great live show energy.
dude. Absolutely.
That
But yeah,
just
anyway,
reminded me. I was like, I had to look something up. I finally got around to watching season 6 of Cobra Kai. I was like, was that Dr. Britt Baker I saw in there?
did she not even look like her?
No, she did, but I wasn't like watching closely enough, and I was like, "Wait, is that Britt Baker?" I didn't realize she was in that.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
she?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Actually? Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
That's funny.
kind of blew my mind. I was like, I didn't know she was doing anything else other than you know being a wrestler and a dentist.
Apparently,
Yeah.
she's got time to be in Cobra Kai. Good for her.
Yep. But yeah, we made it to our main event, Gold League Round 2 in the Continental Classic. Brody King versus Claudio Castagnoli. They kind of uh, built this a little bit with Brody versus Darby. Claudio coming out to beat the shit out of Darby Allin, but Brody King turned around and protected him, and they stared each other down. Uh, so yeah, it was really evenly matched. Like, in fact, Brody King was had the edge just a little bit. But yeah, this is a hard hitting, violent banger of a match. Claudio ended up targeting Brody King's arm, the one that he got surgically repaired years ago. Claudio gives Brody King a really nice pop up European uppercut. They give each other Death Valley drivers. King no sells hammer and anvil blows. Then Brody King cannonballs Claudio for a near fall. But Claudio low blows Brody King and gives him a neutralizer for the win. Boo. 3 points for Claudio gives him a total of 6 points in the tournament. Uh, yeah, I really enjoyed the match. I'm loving the C2 at this point. The round one of the C2 was just kind of like, oh, okay. Like the matches were competitive. They were pretty good, but now they're starting to really heat up for me. Round two.
Yeah, getting some stories are starting to develop and starting to play the math games. Like, oh, is there going to be like any cool come from behind things, weird
Mhm.
surprises?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll agree with half of your statement. I'm loving the matches and the story of the C2. I'm still so fucking pissed off about them not all being on Dynamite and Collision. I
Yeah,
can't tell
true.
you how much that bugs me. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember I was like, oh, I know this guy's in this. Like, I don't know who's in what league.
Yeah,
And I'm sure I could pay attention, but I don't care until the main event. I know Okada's in one and Osprey's in the other. That's all I really know right now. So
yeah.
until
The
we
the
get,
brand, the sort of soft brand split kind of helped it.
I think it really helped it. I thought it made it every sense every week. This is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get John Moxley on Dynamite. You're gonna get Bryan Danielson on Collision, and all the other goobers who are in that. I thought it really worked. I I at this point I want an explanation onto why they didn't do that. I really want an explanation because I just think it was so much better. But that's enough bitching. This was a really fun match. I wasn't into it because I was like, oh, they did this last year in the same tournament, and I think it was the same story almost of it's two big guys who haven't lost, da 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 da. But like, who am I kidding? They won me over like instantly. Like they had a hard hitting match. It was a ton of fun. And like Kyle Fletcher, it was the perfect win for um, Claudio, where he cheated to win. And he probably didn't need to, but it guaranteed the win. And not like Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher needed to, but it was a really smart, really well done match. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. It was really well done.
I like Brody King a lot.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah,
really great.
yeah. That development with Darby in the first round, and then that I'm like, oh, it's very good storytelling. Like he's a character with depth now. Before he was just the big tattooed guy who could do cool shit. Now I'm like, oh no, he's neat. He's like a fully fleshed out human being now. I love it.
yeah. Something about the C2 makes the oddest people faces. Like, I know Swerve was over at the time, but like he was still a pretty bad guy going into the C2, but he got over. Jay White was kind of a face
Yeah,
sometimes. Danielson was kind of a bastard, but he was still cheered. And Andrade was kind of a bastard, but he was still cheered. And so you can see that now, like Shelton Benjamin, he's technically on a bad guy team, but he was over like Grover tonight. And then Brody King, the House of Black are always vaguely heel, but he was getting over. My big prediction, I can't stop talking about him. I think Okada's kind of going to become a babyface by the end. Because I think Fletcher and Okada in their same league. So I think those are going to be the two big issues. And so it's going to be all about can Okada keep his title from the hot new Kyle Fletcher? I think that'll be kind of the story they do. And it'll end up being people going crazy for Okada and wanting him to beat Fletcher.
Wow. Yeah. Damn, you're right.
And then
Yeah, I can see
what would
that.
be what would be uber duper heel? Okay, here's more booking, all right? The other side of the bracket, I think I said Osprey and Claudio. What if Claudio cheats to beat Osprey?
Ooh.
That would be giga. And then Fletcher beat him clean, but Claudio had to cheat. There's all this shit. And then you have this Claudio cheating. Can Okada beat a cheating Claudio? And you could go either way. I would rather have Okada beat Claudio and keep his title, or it's another title for the Death Riders. There's a lot of ways to be. I didn't pin Claudio as a potential winner, but now that he's cheating, who knows?
Could Claudio cheating to beat Osprey be the perfect segue to get Osprey caught up in the Death Riders?
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Funny enough, talking about Osprey and Claudio, we want to talk about winners coming Dynamite real quick.
Yeah.
Just the matches they got announced. I also have Collision pulled up, but we'll talk about that after because it's just Collision. But we have Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa, obviously with the title. I'm looking forward to the match, and I kind of am hoping there's some sort of schmoz finish and they do the sequel at World's End or something, but who knows? We have Claudio and Will Ospreay in the Gold League, so they could do They could do something. I don't know. I am actually intrigued in that match. Ricochet and Brody King. I hope Brody King kills him in 2 minutes. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Winner gets to have a bad match at World's End. I mean, winner faces MJF at World's End. And then, of course, Pac, John Moxley, Jay White, Orange Cassidy. So
I love that.
I like that. I'm really excited about Mariah May and Shirakawa, Claudio Ospreay, and then the tag team match. I hope Brody King demolishes Ricochet. And then Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. I hope it's fine. And then Collision. This is not Collision Winter is Coming. This is just the regular old Collision that's happening soon. Willow Nightingale and Serena Deeb for the International Women's Cup qualifier semifinal. Mina Shirakawa and Emi Sakura. Darby Allin and Commander in the Gold League. Daniel Garcia and Mark Briscoe in the Blue League, which I'm kind of excited about that. And then they didn't really talk about it on Dynamite, or I don't remember it. They're doing Fletcher and Okada on Collision.
Yeah.
What? That's a huge match.
Collision's going to be good, dude.
Oh, yeah. And then it's been a while since we've done it.
Been a while.
But I got it pulled up.
Dyna
Nitro, baby. Bam. If you've never been around, if this is your first time watching what Dyna Nitro is, we analyze, or basically we just review the episode of Dynamite and we compare it to the Nitro episode that was the same number. So this was Dynamite 270. We're talking about Nitro 270, and we're going to do it until AEW surpassed Nitro, which, quick fun fact, did you guys see Eric Bischoff was on NXT a couple days ago? Did you hear that was the worst they did in ratings in a year?
No.
Yeah, it was the worst they did in ratings in a year. So
is it because of him?
I don't know. You could kind of argue NXT isn't really the happiest place right now with the killing of Chase U and Ridge Holland being in the main event scene. So maybe people aren't really interested right now, or it was Bischoff is going to be there. I don't care.
Did they pre-announce that? Did they advertise
They announced it? Yeah. They advertised it. So who knows? Anyways, we have a singles match starting off. Jamie Noble defeated Yang with Leah Meow, 4 minutes and 46 seconds. Again, if you ever really watched these Dynanitros before, the time the matches take place is the funniest part because we'll see it later. But yeah, 4 minutes and 46 seconds is actually quite a long match.
An Iron Man match.
For WCW. And the whole point of this, I think the one we started out with was 250. That was the Osprey MGF hour-long match. And so we were going over all these matches that were like 3 minutes. And I was like, why was I so negative on the hour-long match? It was fine for an hour at least. It wasn't like 3 minutes. Anyways, next up, the WCW World Tag Team title match. The perfect event, Chuck Palumbo and Sean Stasiak defeat Alex Wright and Elix Skipper, who was a replacement for Disco, and it was a title change. So how long did that one take? That's a lot going on for that match.
5 minutes, 4
2:10.
seconds.
3 minutes and 22 seconds, right in the middle of both of you. Next up, General Rection and Mang
I just got
defeat
that.
Team Canada, which I'm a little surprised. I wasn't watching back then. Team Canada consisting of Jim Duggan and Lance Storm.
He defected.
Oh, okay. All
Good for
right. We'll just accept that. How long did that one take?
3:13.
152.
You're 2 seconds off, Dave. 3:11. Next up, we have a singles match. Goldberg defeats Kwee Wee. Who's got a guess? Who's got a guess?
34.
Ooh. 45.
29 seconds.
Damn.
Next up, singles match. Goldberg defeats Mike Sanders. How long?
8 seconds.
31.
36.
Dave's on a roll.
Stays close. Buff Bagwell defeats the franchise. I'm just gonna say it. 5 minutes and 45 seconds. That's the longest match of the night. Crazy.
I hated when Shane Douglas showed up and they started calling him the franchise because that was Sting's moniker
Was it
forever.
really?
Yeah, he was the franchise of WCW.
Oh,
And then he showed up.
sucks.
I hated it so much that he had that moniker.
See, because I know Sting as the icon. So
Yeah, that
the
was
franchise. I like the franchise.
yeah, he I guess TNA, the icon kind of caught on more than he was the vigilante Sting in WWE.
He was also the icon. I can remember Michael Cole going, the icon Sting. You know, he didn't do it as well as Tony Schiavone did. Next up, remind you, I said the last match was the longest match of the night, so this match has to be shorter than 5 minutes and 45 seconds. The WCW World Heavyweight title match. Booker T defeats Lex Luger. That's a big match. How long did it go?
3:58.
5 minutes, 4 seconds.
Once again, Dave is close. 3:46. And then the only other thing I kind of forgot to do, it took place November 20th, 2000. It was in Augusta, Georgia, and it was around 3,800 people.
Ooh, not good. It's like a AEW crowd.
You know what they have in common?
What?
Tony Schiavone's on commentary.
Oh,
That's not.
gotcha.
I don't know. That's not even really a diss. Isn't that crazy that like we're looking at a show that's 24 years old and we're like, oh yeah, Tony Schiavone. Like, what's kind of weird is like even just a month or so ago, there was like Jarrett and Jericho. No, not Jericho, but like there's like all these people that we're seeing now still. Yeah, Sting and like all these people. We're like, wow, this one was a little quiet. I mean, Goldberg will have his retirement match next year, so that's one name, but
Oh, yeah, today I watched a Wrestling Bios episode of there was actually a NWO 2000. They brought it back later on, and their shirt, the NWO shirt was silver and black. and
Mm.
they had a line under New World Order. It was Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Jeff Jarrett, Bret Hart was the world champion and the leader, and Scott Steiner. Did I say that? And the Harris brothers.
It's a lot of people.
But yeah, it just kind of fizzled out. Like everyone got injured or suspended. And then they started, I don't know if you guys know about the New Blood that Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff started.
That was
Uh,
like all the young guys are bad, and they're gonna take away the spots from from those awesome main eventers.
yeah, the Millionaires Club was DDP, Hogan, Flair, Lex Luger, Sting.
How did they not realize that was a bad look? Like, how did they not realize that was gonna be bad?
They stripped everyone of their titles and started over. Like, oh, it was so bad. I was so mad when that happened.
We should get Vince Russo back into back into booking. Did you guys hear? Okay, I'm bringing it back to Eric Bischoff because I typically like Eric Bischoff, but he had a horrible take. So he is very critical of AEW, which I think him being at NXT is proof that don't listen to anything Eric Bischoff says about AEW. He's just grifting and trying to get clicks. So I think I like Eric Bischoff. I think he has got a lot to say. I just don't think he has a lot to say about AEW. But he had an interview with Ariel Helwani, which fun fact, if you look at it, Eric Bischoff was at like an IHOP or whatever. Um, and Ariel Helwani asked him, "You think AEW is so bad? Who do you think should take over for booking?" Who do you think? Who do you think Eric Bischoff said? Any guesses? Any takers?
Vince
Oh, I
Russo.
heard this. No, I heard that. I heard the
He
answer to
didn't
that.
say. Okay, he hates Vince Russo. He wouldn't say
Yeah.
Vince Russo. Chad, do you want to enlighten Dave?
Yeah, it was Bully Ray. Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever watch Busted Open
Oh, of
Radio
course.
with him
No.
and Tommy Dreamer?
No.
Oh yeah, Full Gear. You know the gray-haired guy from Busted Open Radio, Chad?
Yeah.
He was front row at Full Gear. Did you catch him? He was like
Oh,
in
I didn't.
every. Yeah, he was literally front row. The guy with the glasses.
Hmm.
But yeah, they have their little podcast where they analyze. I like Tommy Dreamer. He has a good wrestling sense. Uh, Bully Ray's really critical of AEW. Tommy Dreamer is a little more, laid back. Uh, I don't even watch Jim Cornette anymore. I can't do it. He's just so negative. Every little thing is just driving him in the dirt. I don't watch Keeping It 100 with Disco and Conan anymore. They're just so nothing is good. There's literally they can't find anything, no silver lining period about AEW. And just like, come on, like not everything is just the worst, you
You
know?
think I think it's asinine to look at a company like AEW and go, everyone there sucks. They at least have one person to appeal to every
Yeah.
play style. And sure, someone like Wardlow isn't constantly being pushed to the top, but like look at the multiple world champions we've had this year. It started with Joe, then Swerve, then Danielson, then Moxley. Like that's a pretty good variety for this year. They've all had different gimmicks, they've all had different stories, and that's just the world title scene. And I mean, I'm pretty critical of AEW, but I still like it, god
Yeah.
damn it. I'm still enjoying most pay-per-views, god damn it. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like the bad
Yeah.
stuff typically outweighs the good stuff to
No,
me, and I'll
I
remember it
just
more.
I hold it to a very high standard because I've seen what they can do. And like when they're firing on all cylinders, there ain't nothing better. But it's they're in a cold spell. Whatever, it happens. They'll pull out of it and be hot again.
Not to quote
Yeah.
Brian Alvarez, but I want AEW to do well. If AEW was as good as or as big as Raw, we'd all have gold votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, watching that NWO 2000 video, like just looking at the crowd, just everyone had something I miss about the 90s is everyone had a sign. Like there
Oh
were
yeah.
like
Don't read the signs from the
thousands.
'90s. Though. Don't actually read them. They're very homophobic.
But it's fun to see, okay? It shows that the crowd is really into it. Just don't read them, but it shows they're really excited.
Like, I noticed, like, back then, you used to, like, get, like, WCW magazine, people, like, cut out a picture of, like, Kevin Nash and put it on their poster, and, like, dude, like, I just miss it. Like, now there's, like, 4 signs in the crowd, you know what I mean?
Well, at least the place that we go to that's close to us where we live, they take most of the signs.
Yeah,
So I've wanted
you're not even allowed to bring them.
I've wanted to bring a sign, they just don't let you anymore. You know what I miss? And I'm not saying I remember this, but I miss seeing like the camera flashes when a big spot happens,
Yeah.
or like when a big match starts and you see all the
Yep.
flashes constantly going off and they slowly die down. Like that's kind of one of the biggest things I remember about Rock and Hogan was all those camera flashes. It makes it feel like a huge moment. And I'm not saying we should regress technology, but I'm just saying I miss it. It was like a really cool thing.
God, wrestling was so hot in the 90s, man. Oh, I just wish it could, like, be that way again. It was
Yeah.
mainstream.
Man, I remember one of my first jobs, I used to work in a kitchen, and a couple of the older cooks who had an apartment just nearby, like every Monday night, we'd all manage on the closing crew and close really fast and go watch Raw. Like I was underage and drinking and smoking a little something something. And those were good
Uh,
times.
yeah. Oh,
Man,
that
like
seems like a fun time.
yep,
Now you
yeah,
tell people you watch wrestling and they're like, really?
yep,
Ugh,
yep,
gross.
exactly.
You know that's
Yep,
fake. I'm like, yeah, so is Breaking Bad. Fuck you.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
I think WWE is trying very hard to get it mainstream again, and I have a feeling that right now we're as close as we're ever going to get to it being there. I don't think it'll ever be there again, but I think we're as close as we're ever going to be, and that's okay. I mean, Cody Rhodes is in Call of Duty. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So you got to count your blessings where they count.
Yeah.
The only thing we can hope for is AEW rising up to meet WWE, and maybe they'll never be the billion-dollar company, but if they become a billion singular company, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they could make it. You just
yeah,
got to put that belt on Takeshita, and then those ratings will go up, 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 up. I'm telling
yep.
you, but that belt, Takeshita wasn't on the show. Ratings were down. Put him on the show. They go back up.
Yep. Love Takeshita. Oh, cool. But yeah, enjoying the C2. I enjoyed this Dynamite. Looking forward to Collision now. A lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe.
Yeah. Might actually watch one of the last rampages ever.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, why do you think they put them on Rampage? Just
Don't
to
I don't
like
I don't want to speculate this right now. It's only going to get me more mad if I'm being honest. Like
So Tony can have Rampage go out with a bang, like see what you're missing.
that's not a bad point, but like Rampage wasn't like that ever. So that's
he,
not a bad point.
he can still shop it around to another network.
Can he? I thought it was too late. I thought with the Max deal, it means that I don't think he has any interest in continuing Rampage.
Like it's
Yeah,
not part of the deal.
that's a lot of booking for no real worth. Like it's just
Yeah,
so much more effort.
yeah. I just want AEW Dark back.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be on Max. Who knows?
Man, I really miss Dark. Like that was just like that's something you can just put on too and just kind of zone out. Like uh but then it have like the main event would always be good. Like but then they started having it like over an hour long, like of just yeah, I don't know. I miss it though. Thought it was a good way to get the lower card, reps and it was like having house shows, but not
Yeah.
cool. All right. Well, I think that just about does it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What What big WWE pay-per-views coming up, or PLE
Nothing
is
till
coming up?
Rumble.
Really? No
I don't know.
shit.
Saturday Night Main Event sounds pretty tight.
Oh, I keep forgetting about that. That's not a pay-per-view. It's an NBC thing. But yes, it is very big. They're doing
How
Cody and
long is it?
Kevin. I don't know. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. Man, I remember that shit when I was like 4 years old.
Right?
Saturday night, like Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Honky Tonk Man, dude. Oh, like we used to tape it all the time.
So at least right now, it's Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship. Gunther versus Finn Balor, and Cody versus Kevin Owens. I do not know how long. I
Sounds like
would
an hour.
guess. I would guess 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, because they can have. I saw a report that they wanted to bring back some legends, so I'm sure
Cool.
they'll have like Hulk Hogan come out and be like, "It's great to be back on NBC, brother."
Yeah.
Don't watch that video of me that one guy leaked, brother. Who's Bubba the Love Sponge, brother?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Looking forward to the Rumble, I guess. Like that's quite a stretch, right? In between
Yeah.
PLEs.
That's why I think I said it a little while ago. I was like, WWE is going to be a little cold for a bit, but Drew McIntyre came back on Raw, so I kind of take that back.
Yeah. This is traditionally their sort of chill time, and then Rumble.
Well, it's going to be, especially for December, there's going to be like 2 weeks straight, I think, of taped shows, but that's so they can have time for Christmas and New Year's with their families, which,
Cool.
oh no, that's such a horrible thing.
Right. No, good for them. Like 10 years ago, that never would have been a thing.
I know some people were complaining about it, and I'm like, yeah, I think you can have a slightly less good episode of Raw for a week if it means that those people putting on the show get to go have Christmas with their families.
Yeah.
You know, like you get to have Christmas with your families.
We should do a Rumble prediction.
Ooh.
Like now, right now,
No.
when we get to it.
Yep. And we got to pick the number right.
Oh, that's rough. Oh, like we'll go 1 through 30, saying everyone.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
you know what? I like that. If you can guess who my number 30 is.
I know we're gonna hear the revolution is televised. Dun, 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 Ricky Starks.
Oh no, he's not let up until like spring or summer, right?
Yeah, no.
That would be
Maybe
cool.
Penta.
Though. That'd be cool. Have him go on a little singles tear before Ray Phoenix can come over.
Yeah.
At least that way people will be like, whoa, it's Penta. I mean, I'm sure people will know Penta, but like I don't think it'll be crazy over. But like you go out there, he has a bunch of good matches and people really start caring about it, and then he's like, hey, I got this cool brother. We're gonna go do some tag matches.
Yeah. Maybe, you know, because they always do like some sort of funny like gimmick callback. Maybe you'll get the Ty Dillinger music, the Perfect 10.
Ooh. If
At-
I'll do that, I'll
at
have
number
him come out at
10?
9. Oh no, he's coming out at number 9.
Then Randy Orton comes out and breaks his fingers again.
We got it wrong, guys. Then like he's like halfway out to the ring, and someone comes out with a paper like, it's not you, it's R-Truth, get back there. And it's like really awkward, and he just walks back, and R-Truth comes out, number 10, Ty Dillinger. And then like he goes out, and then someone's like, it was a mistake. Let me give it to someone else. You're number 23.
Awesome. Oh, cool. Yeah. Sounds fun. Can't wait to watch that one. But cool. Yeah. I think we've done our job here. Again, everyone out there, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. We want to know what you think. And cool. Yeah. I think I'm going to do the old thing.
Do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.